Good morning. Welcome to the Bahamas.
It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. I'm Philip Simon II.
And it is a pleasure to be back in your company on this marvelous Monday. Woke up to some showers this morning, Phil.
Really?
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know if it was like time to get up, but
Oh, okay.
showers certainly disturbed my sleep
Yeah.
in the short period of time that I
Yeah.
had to make that happen.
Well, I tell you what, I probably was sleeping very soundly because I don't remember a thing.
That's good.
But that's really good.
That's
it
really
doesn't
good.
happen
I'm so
all the
happy for
time.
you.
But I got a real good hour and a half,
That's
of like
awesome.
unconsciousness
That's
last night.
really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's really good. Just touch my shoulder. Let me see
Thank
if
you,
that
man.
come
I
up
think
on me
that
for
was
tonight because I need
All
that.
that Netflix and late night, late
Yeah,
night
just
eating
leave it
again.
there.
I know,
Okay,
right?
eating
Yeah.
again?
Absolutely.
So if you want to feel some type of way,
Uh-huh.
I hosted a fashion show yesterday.
Yes.
There were very skinny models. Coming up on the show today, what do we have, Phil?
We have some
Very fit
beautiful
models.
fit young ladies.
I
Shan
had
Shan
pancake
is
for
in the house.
breakfast,
Shan is
so,
in the house. Yeah.
You know, we're in this together. But listen, I
man.
want to send a very special shout out to Miss Brenda Knowles before we
Brenda.
go anywhere.
Our Brenda.
Brenda, very well known in our Bahamian cultural diaspora, particularly for the work that she's done in fashion and in design. And just wanted to send her a very special note this morning. Always make sure that Phil and Godfrey looks extra handsome.
Oh,
so
no,
good
she's-
morning, Brenda.
She's your number one fan, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. I had a good weekend, actually. I had a good weekend. What did I do? The Junkanoo Festival, I went. I
Okay.
took the kids on Saturday and we kind of strolled around. It was really nice setup. And of course, the Congos. Foxhill Congos was
they
the
were
group
out
that was
there.
performing. And, my kids had a wonderful time.
That's good. I'm sure you did too. You pretend like you didn't.
I
but
did.
You,
I had a
yeah.
great time.
That's
Had a
good.
great
That's
time.
good. We just went out boating on Saturday. And
Boating?
Yeah.
All right.
It was had some showers out there, so we had to ride it out for a bit, and then after that it was just clear skies and beautiful waters and such a lovely country. So
You should have a water baby by now. She's just...
she is definitely a water
Okay,
baby.
all right,
Absolutely addicted to water.
Yeah.
Took her home after and couldn't get out of the tub because she just loves the water. So,
Wow.
she's challenging me now, Phil, and I'm frustrated by this. But apparently, this is some parents go through. She doesn't listen.
Does she listen
I
to her
say,
father?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let's
Before
just-
she used to,
yeah,
like
she-
she would,
she
he
just-
would, I would say something, she would ignore me. He would
Yeah.
say it, she would do it, and now she's just like, no, not gonna pay attention to any of y'all.
She's just having a good time,
I-
man. She's just... How old
This
is she
blows
now?
my mind,
She
people.
said what?
She's gonna be 2 in September.
2 in September. Okay. Terrible 2 is a little early.
Y'all,
Yeah,
it's
literally.
a no for me. Somebody better help me to figure it out, y'all, because that's not gonna fly in my house.
Jesus!
We got a great show lined up for you today, Phil. What do we have coming up?
My good buddy is in the house. My best buddy is in the house. He's president of the Bahamas China Friendship Association, Gershon Major. We're going to be talking about an upcoming trade mission later in the year, November. Like I mentioned earlier, Shan Oliver, fitness instructor and designer.
Yeah.
She's here this morning as well. And the NGO bill, the nonprofits organization bill in our legal aid segment, I'm looking forward to that one because it just seemed as though that was just...
Lagging.
It was lagging, then all of a sudden they just put their foot on the gas and say this got to happen, and this got to happen today. So all of that is going to be happening, and of course Rupert Pinder.
Yeah, Rupert's got to be
Yeah.
back with us to talk more about
Yeah.
the economy. So we've got a full show lined up for you. Before we go any further, I want to extend condolences to my good friend Paige, whose grandmother passed this morning. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. Now we're going to take our first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather, sunrise, some low-level troughing across the islands, and that's going to trigger off some pockets of showers and isolated thunderstorms throughout the day. Nice day still weather-wise. Weak high pressure across the islands. We'll have some moderate breezes across the islands. Today, we're looking at partly sunny, again hot and humid, and the chance of a few showers or isolated thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon hours. High temperature 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we're looking at a few clouds, still on the warm side. Yes, a chance of a few late night or early morning showers or isolated thunderstorm. Your low temperature going down to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Your heat index today, 103. In your regional temperatures across the Caribbean, Barbados 82 and 77. In Jamaica, 81 and 73. In Trinidad, 83 and 76. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 90 and 78. Across North America, Atlanta, 87 and 70. In Raleigh, 89 and 67. In Miami, 90 and 78. Dallas, Texas, 93 and 78. And Toronto, Canada, 82 and 73. As we go to the next 5 days, pretty good days on Monday and Tuesday, but we have an active tropical wave moving towards the northwest that should impact the central and southeast Bahamas by Wednesday into Thursday and move across the islands into the central and northwest Thursday and Friday and even into the weekend, causing increasing cloudiness, showers and thunderstorms across the islands. And we have a big question mark as it moves into northwest Bahamas, the potential for development. Temperature daytime will be in the low 90s, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts you up in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Well, ladies, before you work out, you need to get dressed from head to toe in I Am Shan Fifth Athletic Gear. Here to show us about her original line of fitness apparel is Shan Oliver. She's a fitness instructor, clothing designer, and all-around social media superstar. What? Shan, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. You've just been doing your thing in terms of the fitness game for the last few years.
Yeah.
What kind of made you decide that you really wanted to get into fitness?
Actually, I've been in it for about 4 years, and one day, because I wasn't consistent.
Okay.
And one day okay, let's take it serious. I saw a physical change in my body and I started to feel good from the inside.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, this makes sense. Let's try it more. Let's do more days. Let's go from 1 day to 2 days to 3. And then it basically became a lifestyle for me.
Okay.
When I started to see how good I felt inside and then the body started to just come into play.
Like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is definitely something that I want to continue doing. And then I wanted to know the information behind it.
Right.
So that's when I decided to study to become a personal trainer.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so you've been in the personal training space for about a year
4
or two?
years.
For
No,
4
4
years?
years, yeah.
4 years as a personal
Yeah.
trainer
Well,
already?
as a personal trainer for 2, but 4 working out consistently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then recently you decided that that wasn't enough. You wanted to see women looking
Yeah.
good in terms of the body, but also in terms of the gear.
Yeah,
So talk to me
definitely.
about what led to the vision behind by Shanfit.
Okay, so I Am Shanfit came about, well, it wasn't initially called that. It's a movement that I decided to start after I realized that women can just be basically whatever they want to be.
Okay.
So the gear basically, it's pointed towards you feeling good when you get dressed, not being afraid to come into the gym, because that's this thing now where women are basically afraid to come into the gym and work out.
Right.
It's a fair, and I think if you look good and you feel good, that kind of helps you to like get over that fear of coming into the gym.
Okay.
I also wanted them to be able to find pieces that they can move in easily.
Right.
So not pieces that are constricting and just basically holding you back, because exercising you really need your full body movements.
Okay.
So the gear is really like free flowing, it's stretchy, the material is amazing, and yeah, I love it.
Hey, Shan, I'm so happy. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
and I'm so proud. This always excites me, and you guys know I love fashion.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that we have a bohemian movement here who has designed something for athletic wear, which is really critical for us getting into shape and getting fit. You know what, at Bahamas at Sunrise, we always talk to you about the fact that we are pretty sick as a nation.
Yeah.
And so we
Yeah.
want to do better with that.
Definitely, and
Yeah.
that's something that I thought about too. It needs to become a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I feel like for it to become a lifestyle, we have to embody every part of that lifestyle, from the gear to being consistent and working out, to eating healthy, all of that, I think that needs to be encompassed in that.
All
as
right. Well, I don't want to hold the people back any longer. I get to see the preview. Obviously, Shan, you're
Yeah, I'm
rocking some of the
wearing
Shan fit.
everything.
Yes,
The
I love-
leggings, the shirt, the jacket, I'm wearing everything.
Yeah, and the jacket is so dope. But we're
Thank
going to
you.
take a look at some of the models that you brought with us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just step to the side here. And I just want you to let me know her name and what she's rocking.
Okay, so this is Julia, and she is from Montreal. And she is rocking the onesie. This is perfect for yoga because it has the attachment at the bottom of the feet.
Okay.
So the legging doesn't ride up. So it actually
Okay.
holds at the bottom of the feet. You can turn to the face me, and then there's the logo going down, the branding going down to the side.
Okay.
Turn around, show the back.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cute.
so it's cute at the back. It's sexy too, ladies. So you want to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You want to feel good while you're working out. You want to feel like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
am-
our onesie.
I
Yeah.
am absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're incorporating different like types of exercise into the workout gear. So the
Yeah.
fact that that's for yoga.
It's for
yoga.
yoga. Yeah, you can work out on it or you can use it for yoga. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Definitely.
And we've got another model coming up now. And she is just.
And
pulling
this is
the whole
Tavi,
thing.
and she is like super fit, athletic. She plays rugby and flag.
Okay.
So this is definitely something I think that goes perfect for track. Anything of that sport.
Okay.
She looks amazing in it, by the way.
She does. You
yeah.
really look good.
And
You
it's
look
the
good.
Shan Fit sports bra and the short. I don't want to say booty shorts, but that's what it is. Yeah, so it's very versatile. You can work out in the gym in it. You can train in it, track, sports, anything like that. So I think this is perfect for that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
I know.
And I mean, yeah, the body goes with it. Guys, they don't sell the body.
No,
you have to go
you
buy
gotta
it.
work
Like,
for that.
Yeah, you have to work for the
You
body.
have to work for that,
You have to
yeah.
work for the body.
You have to work for
Shan,
that.
So when you think long term, what is the goal for you with Shan Fit? Both you as the trainer and you as the clothing brand.
For me as a trainer, I would want to be I work at MacFit, and that has been an amazing experience for me. They have definitely given me a great platform to show my talent, my skill, because I wasn't always where I'm at today.
Okay.
So the goal is to basically let every female know, and male, because I have male clients as well, that you can start at any point at any time and basically get to the level that you want to get at. You just have to be consistent.
Okay.
I also want to be more on an international scale.
Okay.
I want to be seen as someone who has really changed the fitness game, fashion game, because I'm into fashion as well. So that's like two of the things that I love that I've embodied together, fashion and fitness. So I think that was pretty dope for me to do. But yeah, I just want to encourage more women to get started.
Just get started.
Yeah, just get started. Like I always encourage people, like if you want to work out, like I'll make a post, be like, hey, I need a workout partner today. Who wants to
Right.
come? You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I've always like encouraged people to just stay fit, stay healthy, and just keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
Shan, thank you so much for those words. I think, Phil, I hope you're paying attention, Phil, because Phil and I keep challenging each other, saying that, we have to be
Oh, y'all
consistent.
gonna do a challenge? Yeah, definitely.
We have to
take
get
part
back.
in the challenge.
Yeah, and being more consistent with working out and active lifestyles. And I like the fact that you say it's just about starting, know, and not being so tough on yourself, especially
Yeah.
when you're getting started.
And even if you fail, like, do not stay there.
Yeah.
Do not stay in that rut. Do not stay in that spot. It's definitely, I fail. I still fail.
Yeah.
I still try things, and I'm like, okay, I have to keep at it. I have to keep at it to get better at it. You know what I mean? So I'm a professional in it, and I still find myself wanting to find new ways to get better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So Shan, we got the ladies package. Oh my gosh, this jacket, girl! Talk to me about this.
So this is the neon bomber jacket, the I Am Neon bomber jacket. I decided that I wanted all my pieces to be transitional.
Okay.
So I wanted to go from like gym wear to like straight to the street.
Yes.
Like you can wear this with the jeans, you can wear this with shorts, and basically, and then she's rocking the gray set, the gray
Okay.
I Am Shan Fit set. So you want
Okay.
to turn, you can take the jacket off, show the sports bra. Yeah, so turn. There we go. So it's like a
cute
T-back.
with the
Yeah,
zip.
it is super sexy.
Yeah,
with jacket
and
back
this
on.
jacket is, and the whole
Yes.
great vibe. And
Yes.
like athleisure is such a thing now.
It
right? That
is.
people are
It
actually
is
wearing
day
these
wear.
outfits out.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not just about the gym.
I do it all the time.
Shan wants y'all in the gym, so let's make that clear.
Exactly.
But you could also wear it outside of the gym, which is pretty cool.
Yes. So Tavi's wearing the yoga jumpsuit one more time. This one is in a plum
that
color.
color.
Yes, it's in a plum purple color.
Yes.
So you have
Show
options
me the
as to
boxes.
exactly
Okay.
what color you want. So we have them in different colors. You have certain pieces in different colors that because I don't want to just stick to the basic black.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
Shan.
is the ones. Yeah.
These are dope.
These are amazing.
These
I
are
love
really
them.
good. Now talk
I
to me
want
about
every
how we
piece.
could buy them though.
Okay, so We're working on everything. It's a process.
Right.
But you can contact me via my DM or my cell phone contact. All of that information, or my Facebook, all of that information is actually attached to my Instagram.
Okay.
Which is Shanfit. I am Shanfit.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely can reach out to me that way.
All right, so if you guys Google I am Shanfit,
Yeah,
or you
or
do
Shanfit.
the @
Yeah.
Shanfit, you can find her there, send her a message, let her know that you're interested in buying some pieces.
Yeah,
and she can get
and we
those ordered
definitely
for you.
connect. Yeah, that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shan,
Thank
good
you.
stuff, sis.
Yes, thank you so much.
Congratulations on
Thank
everything.
you.
Looking forward to seeing the whole Bahamas, and I am Shanfit.
I know, right?
And not
Like,
just
what
the
are we
clothing,
waiting
but
on?
like feeling it and looking it too.
Yeah, I definitely want to work on programs where we have women coming together, and not just for fitness, but more on a mental aspect as well, because I do believe that we need to address certain mental issues, which is another topic for another day. But
Yeah.
it all comes under feeling good about yourself, loving yourself, and all that.
No,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Shanfit. I really am so excited and so proud of her to
Thank
see her
you.
just doing her thing. And
Thank you.
it's just another example of what you can do and become when you really commit to something. So
Yeah.
Shan, congratulations.
Thank you
and all
so
the best
much.
to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be back with more after
All
this
right.
commercial break.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 32-FIRST or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening.
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
New Providence Life Insurance Company wants to be your lifetime insurance partner. Through good times and bad, we are here to light the way. We offer educational savings plans, family plans for medical, dental, and vision, income protection to pay bills if you can't work, and a full set of plans designed for senior adults. New Providence Life, your beacon of security through every season.
Sunrise. I'm filling in for this segment, Javon Butler, as I'm joined by some illustrious men from the Bahamas Insurance Association, Mr. Edward Albury from J.S. Johnson, the Vice President of Claims, and Mr. Chris Day from Insurance Management, the Claims Manager for Insurance Management. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Mr. Butler.
Ed, tell us, global warming, climate change, how is that impacting us when we think of hurricane preparedness?
All it means is that we have to all the more be ready.
Okay.
Anytime, any place. These phenomena are indeed causing a lot of havoc all over the world. So we just got to be ready and be prepared, and we know that they're going to happen. So that's bottom line is just to be ready.
Okay, and Chris, when we talk about that preparation, what is that preparation?
Yeah, we need to be ready, as Ed said. We need to be very, very careful that we're watching the news updates for hurricane warnings every day, and it's important that people are prepared. Be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your property, make sure that you can protect your property and know what that means. And if you're not sure, take advice on what it means to prepare your property and protect everything.
Okay, so Ed, when we think of insurance, and people always talk about protecting your property and mitigating your risk, are we still intimidated by insurance as a general populace, or have we become more comfortable specifically with hurricane insurance and all of the components that are attached to hurricane insurance?
I think we are becoming more and more in touch with it. Okay. And that's simply because we've had a lot more exposure to hurricanes, particularly Matthew being a very huge one. Okay. It gives me the opportunity to raise a point about deductibles that apply to hurricane insurance. There has been some misinformation about those deductibles and how they apply as well. Hurricane deductibles are usually 2% of the sum insured, and they're not 2% of the loss or the claim.
Now, what is the sum insured?
The sum insured is whatever you have your house insured for. If you're $200,000 sum insured, then the deductible is 2% of that figure.
Looking at a $4,000
You're looking
deductible.
at a 4,000 deductible. So you should know right off the top that that amount is going to be deducted from your claim. Now, typically, I remember in the last season, there was some misinformation about how they are applied. Some people thought they had to pay it up front and so forth and so on. That's not the case. Actually, what happens is after the claim is actually assessed, then the deductible is deducted from the claim and you're paid the balance.
Okay, so using $200,000 example again. If my claim was for $3,500,
right.
In that case,
you have no claim.
You have no claim. But
Exactly.
if it was for $4,500, I would receive $500 back.
Absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, we mentioned the sum insured.
Yes.
All right, but this is a hot topic in the Bahamas. What is underinsurance?
Yeah, very much so. It's important to make sure that your home is insured for the full cost of rebuilding it.
Okay.
That's the correct sum insured. So if it costs $200,000 to rebuild your home, that should be the amount for which you have your property insured.
Okay.
If you don't, and you're insured for something less than that, then you're sharing the risk. And the average clause will come into play. This is something that unfortunately we have to deal with on a regular basis. Average means you will be insuring and carrying the risk for a proportion of the loss. So if you only insure for 50% of the value, 50% of the claim will be deducted.
Okay. And when you mentioned the cost of rebuilding,
Yes.
usually when I hear of underinsurance, I'm thinking that it means that the property value in the open market. But you're saying that's not the case.
No, that's a common misconception.
Okay.
I understand why people go for that, but it's not. That's not the case at all. It is the cost of rebuilding the property, and it's critical people update their sum insured on a regular basis. If you've had the same sum insured for a number of years, it's time to review that with your broker and agent. Also remember that the government introduced VAT a few years ago, first at 7.5% and now at 12%, and that has affected the cost of rebuilding properties. It affects the cost of materials and labour. So that means you're likely to be underinsured if your sum insured hasn't been reviewed for more than 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. In terms of businesses, what are the insurances that they should be looking at during the hurricane season? Well, I guess in general, but specifically during hurricane preparedness.
Yeah, businesses want to make sure that they can stay in business. Okay. That's the main thing. And they want to make sure that they continue to do their business. So obviously they're going to take things like business interruption insurance very seriously to make sure that they can continue doing business. And if they need to use other premises, if the premises that they're using are devastated by a hurricane, business interruption can provide alternative premises that can be used in the meantime. So this insurance is probably the one that I would speak about most of businesses as being the most important one you could get to make sure that your business continues even in the event of a disaster.
Chris, if I want to find out more about the types of insurances there are and how they would benefit my business or myself as an individual, where can I go to research more information?
Well, Ed and I are here today on behalf of the Bahamas Insurance Association. That's always a good place for information. If people want unbiased, clear information, they can contact the BIA office on Mackey Street. Alternatively, please go to your broker and agent. Even if you're not a customer of a broker and agent, go for advice. They'll happily give you that advice, free and unbiased.
Okay, okay. And 60 seconds. What do you want to say to the general public out there when it comes to insurance, hurricane preparedness, and just ensuring that they are in the right place when it comes to their insurance coverage?
Yeah, I think that, to say very quickly, I think after the experience of Hurricane Matthew, everybody understands the importance of getting insurance. My thing is, there's just no better advice, there's just no better way to protect your assets, your home, your family, your pets, so forth. Please just make sure get the insurance. Insurance companies are willing to work out payment terms and so forth to make sure this is done. I just think it's the best way to go. Bahamians are not going to save, so let's get the insurance.
Okay, and in your last words?
Yeah, I think education and information about hurricane insurance and insurance generally. People don't want to think about insurance. It's not a glamorous product, but we have to insure our assets, and if you're a homeowner and a vehicle owner, take advice, get insurance, and make sure that you're properly covered in the event of a disaster happening.
Okay. Gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on Bahamas
Thank you,
Sunrise.
Javon.
It's been my
Thank you,
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And please keep the communication and the information campaign going so that Bahamians will know what's going on.
Hopefully you'll bring us back.
We will, definitely.
Yeah, we'd love to come back.
This is Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire.
You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here.
I tell you, he was being all type shows and stuff.
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else?
Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with Rev Go Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
I always wanted to come back to the College of Bahamas. I wanted to be a faculty. When the opportunity came for me to be Vice President of Operations, I said, well, let me try that first. It makes me proud because I was here before. I feel as if now I'm sort of like a beacon for those students who are here to say, hey, listen, I can actually be a vice president. I can actually be one of the big leaders at the university. I'm Ronnie Stevenson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. This is absolutely going to be a first for me. Get to interview my best friend here on the show who wears many hats, but in this particular instance, he is the president of the Bahamas-China Friendship Association, an association that I know very well, and it is approaching 15 years of existence and still doing a lot of new things. Welcome to the show, Mr. Gershon Major.
Thank you, Mr. Simon. Good to be here.
Good to be here, man.
You're always sharp, as always.
Thank you, man. Trying to keep up.
Good, man. You're doing well.
But listen, there are probably some folks out there that are not familiar with the Bahamas-China Friendship Association. Very briefly, just explain it.
The Bahamas-China Friendship Association was founded 15 years ago with the purpose of increasing trade and commerce, people-to-people and cultural exchange between the People's Republic of China and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The idea behind the association really was to expand and broaden our relationship with the People's Republic of China in several areas. And I think after 15 years, we've seen a significant improvement and expansion in that relationship with the establishment of an embassy in China, diplomatic relations with China. We've seen Mandarin studies through the Confucius Institute at the University of the Bahamas become established. We've seen a number of Bahamian students study abroad, and we are now looking to have a number of Chinese students come to the Bahamas to study English at the university as well.
Mm-hmm. So this year, I mean, there have been many trade missions over the years to China. But this represents a very special one. You're doing it in collaboration, I believe, also
with the Chamber of
Commerce. Speak a little bit about the mission itself.
Well, the mission is set for the 4th to the 11th of November of 2019, this year. And with our collaboration with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce as our partners, we want to basically go to Beijing as the first leg of the mission, and then Shanghai as the second leg, or Shanghai, sorry, as the first leg of the mission, which will be business and an expo, and Beijing as the second leg of the mission, which will be cultural exchange for persons who want to experience the Great Wall, Tiananmen Square, etc. But the whole idea behind this collaboration really is to ensure that the business community have an opportunity to expand connectivities and networking with businesses in China, and look to ways to expand existing businesses or establish a new concern. So we're very excited about this trade mission. It is the first collaboration that the Bahamas-China Friendship Association is having with the Chamber of Commerce, and we're very, very excited, and we're looking forward to what's coming next. And also, August 8th at the Cancer Society, at 6:30 p.m., we will be having an information exchange where we will be sharing with the public all of the details regarding the trade mission, the cost, the packages, what we will be looking to do in terms of connecting businesses from the Bahamas with businesses in China, on the cultural side where we'll be visiting. So all of that information will be on August 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Cancer Society.
At the Cancer Society. The association is all open to membership.
Absolutely.
And this would be persons as well as corporations that can...
Absolutely. So we are looking to expand our membership base significantly this year. We've already started in earnest by welcoming a potential 30 new members from our first membership meeting about 2 months ago. And the excitement is electric, I can tell you. There is a significant interest in the Far East. There's a significant interest in China specifically. And I think what we see is because our relationship with China over the years have continued to improve, both from their investments here as well as our relationship there. And so we are expecting that both individuals and corporate citizens, corporate entities who want to become members can become members with the Bahamas China Friendship Association. And we welcome all who are interested.
Okay. And how can they join?
They can join by certainly looking at our Facebook, calling us to our number. They can call me at 457-0420. They can go on our Facebook. We have the application page online so that they can sign up. For individuals, I think it's $100 a year, which is less than a cup of coffee a day.
Right.
And the price for corporate entities eludes me at the moment, but definitely it's very, very reasonable.
Well, I tell you, the final question, people sometimes may be hesitant when, sometimes China seems like such a far place. Sometimes it seems like such a big word. And recently, with the United States, it seems as though it does at times have a rocky relationship. But at the same time, I mean, it is still, the most populous country in the world.
Absolutely.
And certainly when it comes to doing business, it's hard to avoid China.
Well, it is. It's the second largest economy in the world. It is the most populous country, as you said. But even more significantly than that, the relationship that China started, I would say, 100 years or more ago in terms of going global and expanding its reach across the globe is seeing that come to the fore in our area, in our region, in the Western Hemisphere, particularly in the Caribbean and the Bahamas. And so we shouldn't be afraid of our international relations. We shouldn't be afraid of expanding and learning about different cultures and also economic opportunities for wealth creation. And I'm very excited about our relationship with China. I'm very excited about our friendship. We have an excellent relationship with Ambassador Wong and his team at the Chinese Embassy. We just welcomed a delegation from Hunan province that I met with my executive team last week. And we're looking to expand ways in areas of tourism, education, maritime, etc. So we're very, very excited about the expanded relationship.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me on.
I don't know how you do it. You got so many different hats.
Absolutely.
But anyway, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you
All right. We've been with Gershon Major, President of the Bahamas China Friendship Association. Join them and certainly get more information from the Facebook page. Upcoming trade mission in November. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
So who really own the Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do. Thank you. I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hi, I'm Davrielle and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My Account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My Account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you have finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. And that's your Rev Tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday.
Marvelous Monday indeed. Shan is doing her thing, man. I just love it. I love it when make me sound so old, but I love it when us young people are doing, absolutely
yes.
making it happen, man.
We can go with that, Phil. I'm gonna go with it, Phil. I'm gonna ride with it. No, but it really it does my heart so glad, and I told her how proud of her I am, because it just shows you that you can find the thing that you're passionate about and just continue to take it to the next level each time. And she's certainly so passionate about it, and just seeing women in particular have their bodies transformed.
And like she said, I mean, just the confidence came, and just from a workout to a lifestyle. Not there yet. I'm trying.
I told her, I said, me and Phil, we're gonna
get there, right? Listen, so speaking with Gershon just now about the Bahamas China Friendship Association, one of the things I wanted to kind of dig into a little bit more, it always seems as though when you're talking about the Far East and China in particular, especially the relationship that, seems to ebb and flow at times with the United States, like it's the boogeyman, it's like, okay, so many different myths, and I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. I've been there quite a number of times, as you know, and every time I go to China, the greatest foreign presence I always see is that of the United States. In every single area. I mean, culturally, business, corporations. So what's the problem?
Yeah, well, we are but a small player in a big game way beyond us.
But we still big people, though.
Well, that's for sure. We never question that part. Right. We never question that part. But it's just the political environment. It's politics. It's politics. And once you understand that, you're able to make the best decisions for you as an individual and you as a business, in particular, understanding that the politics just goes around you.
Man, politics, that's probably another show, man. Between the local politics, the American politics, the British politics, I mean, around the world politics, it's just, that's a couple of shows, Godfrey, if we get into the politics
but I think some major things are going to be shifting. We know that our economies are shifting, the way that we use technology is shifting, and so when this happened in terms of the Industrial Revolution so many years ago was when you saw the fall of so many of the great kings and queens, the last Tsar of Russia, etc., because there was a shifting in the economy, so the people needed a shifting in the government. And I think that as we continue to see those shifts into technology and the technological revolution, we're going to have to see some things shifting in our government as well.
Absolutely, when you think about it. I mean, the impact of social media. I mean, you see what's happening right now in Puerto Rico? Is it Puerto Rico? Yeah, in Puerto Rico. That started with social media. I mean, you saw what happened a couple of years ago in Egypt. That started with social media. So, I mean, the power of social media is now. It's good, and it's...
and it can cause a lot of challenges. So, but we've got more to come in the second half, and so we hope that you'll stay with us. Before we get to it, though, we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First in Insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Stern. Good morning, Bahamas. And your second look at weather at Sunrise, we take a look at the tropics. In the tropics, we do an Arctic tropical wave with some showers and some cloudiness, thunderstorms over the eastern Caribbean. It's moving towards the northwest and has a 20% chance of developing a cyclone formation over the next 5 days. The track takes us throughout the archipelago, so we should have increasing cloudiness, showers and thunderstorms in the southeast Bahamas by Wednesday, into the central Bahamas by late Wednesday into Thursday, and moving into the New Providence area by Thursday, Friday, into Saturday across the northwestern islands. And there's a big question mark when it reaches the northwest Bahamas of development. So let's keep our eyes and monitor closely over the next 5 days. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, low-level troughing across the islands will encourage pockets of showers and thunderstorms throughout the day, but for the most part, partly sunny, hot and humid. In your marine forecast, those winds today over areas easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet. On Tuesday, they continue easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas, a little breezier, 15 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 5 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, they shift southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a low tide at 10:56 this morning. Next high tide at 5:26 this evening. Low again tonight at 11:55. Sunset 7:54 this evening. Rises tomorrow at 6:36. UV index 9. Your water temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase now moving towards a new moon. Extend a look. Enjoy the weather as it is for today into tomorrow. But by Wednesday over the southeastern islands, expect increasing cloudiness, showers and thunderstorms as that system moves towards us. Late Wednesday into Thursday across the central Bahamas. Then Thursday into Friday in the Providence area, moving to Grand Bahama Thursday night into Friday. So we can expect lots of rain, thunderstorms as that system moves across the area. And we ask the person to be vigilant over the next couple of days and monitor the system as it moves towards the northwest. That puts a wrap on your final look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, in this edition of the Legal Aid segment sponsored by Providence Law, we're going to be talking about the non-profit organizations bills which would have passed last week, Wednesday, in the House of Assembly. It was originally debated, I believe, in December 2018. So they're certainly getting it off of the calendar, but of course it has implications. We're very pleased to be joined this morning by Managing Partner, Merit Store, and Nadia Wright. Partner, welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. You know, some people say it seems as though just at the last minute picked up some steam and just shot through the houses. Listen, what is driving all of this need for regulation, and is it, again, external exposure? We're trying to harmonize the way that things look. Is it all necessary?
Well, Phil, when we look at it, the Financial Action Task Force and the Organization for Economic and Cooperation Development, the OECD, are forces behind the need for this bill, the Nonprofit Organizations Bill. Okay. What we have, though, is a full gamut of nonprofit organizations being reviewed, and the government did, of course, receive clamoring from various smaller organizations. For example, churches were concerned, having regard to the fact that they, although we do have organizations that act as a front in other countries, they felt as if the real focus of terrorist acts or money laundering and other threats to the international financial system that the FATF and OECD are focused on was not under their umbrella. And so it is also something that the wider community looked at. This is not a concern in the Bahamas for churches and such organizations as civic organizations as churches. So they had to take another look at the bill.
Well, I mean, taking another look at the bill, I mean, did the original bill define what this definition of a non-profit or an NGO should be?
Right. Yeah, it did.
And what is the definition?
Right. Well, technically it's either a incorporated or an unincorporated organization of persons, which is organized for a particular objective. So it could be social, cultural, like John Canoe, sporting, like the various sporting organizations we have, religious, artistic, etc. So it's a noble objective.
Right.
And another key of it is that the revenue that's generated by these organizations
is supposed to be used for that objective.
Okay.
So you're not supposed to be able to generate a dividend, and the revenue is not supposed to go back to the members.
Okay.
Now, the amendment to the bill, though, did add one caveat, which is that churches can give funds back to their members, which they do.
Right.
And political organizations can, and charitable schools can.
Okay.
But except for those exceptions, the fund, you're not supposed to generate profits and dividends for the benefit of the members.
Right, definitely. So one of the complaints about the original bill was that required all nonprofits, regardless of their size, to maintain financial statements under Section 19 of the bill, which is a significant accounting expense, and certainly something that nonprofits, NGOs have not been particularly used to, and startups. Was this addressed in the new bill?
So it was addressed. Under Section 2, the existing Section 2, it gives a definition that financial records must now be kept, which means that the nonprofit organization needs to keep very good record keeping to show how the income came about, the source of the income, and that, like Merritt said, the income is being used consistent with the objectives of the nonprofit organization, NPO.
Okay, all right. So under the original bill for the nonprofit, to be renewed, the register has to be satisfied, or had to be satisfied, that the nonprofit organization is suitable for registration. What does that mean, and is this still the case?
Well, that was a concern, because it seemed as if the registrar had some discretion to determine who was suitable and who wasn't, and that wasn't defined in the original bill. So the amendment simply says that if you fill out the prescribed form and pay the requisite fee, that your registration will be renewed. So it removes this nebulous discretion from the registrar to say, I like you, I don't like you, and I won't renew your registration. So it's a much simpler administrative process now.
All right, great. So it's not at the discretion of the minister, in other terms.
Absolutely.
Okay, right. So in addition to being at risk for suspension if they fail to produce financial statements or financial records, wasn't there also a risk of administrative fines?
That is correct. There is the risk of administrative fines.
So it has some teeth.
It has some teeth. And under the original bill, there's a $5,000 fine for failure to produce the financial statements. However, financial records must now be kept. The fine still exists, but again, like I mentioned, the NPO has to have excellent record keeping, and it no longer has to have the balance sheet and the income statement, which attracts expense. But the good record keeping means that you could show the source of the funds, and you can show that the funds are being used consistent with the objectives
of the organization. Okay. All right, great. Section 24 of the original bill, again, referred to as reportable donations required a nonprofit every 2 years to submit to the registrar details on any donation received that were more than $50,000. There was concern that this was deterring persons willing to make large donations and who wanted to do it anonymously. Was this addressed in the amendments?
They did make a change to it. They raised the threshold to $100,000, and they also removed the requirement that you have to immediately release to the registrar who these donations came from. You have to keep the records. And so the registrar has the discretion to ask you about donations exceeding $100,000, but it's not an automatic situation where you annually have to reveal that information. There's still I believe, some concern about that, even though the threshold has been raised, but it's less stringent. So we'll have to see whether people who want to give $100,000 or more, whether that impacts them in any way in giving those funds.
All right, great. Again, significant penalties have been maintained from the original bill, and the public really should know what these are, because we have tons of NGOs.
Yes. And so the penalty that exists is if you do not register with the registrar of nonprofit organizations, you can face suspension or cancellation of your registration. Also, if you fail to renew the registration with the registrar, you can face suspension.
All right. So the big aspects really is.
And and you might face a challenge in opening up a bank account. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. And
if you're not registered, you cannot open up a bank account.
All right. So really, this is all about organization. This is about registration, knowing what the organization is, who they are, and of course, most importantly, I imagine, a source of funds, and know your customer and clients, etc.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
Listen, thank you so much. It's always enlightening
Pleasure.
and insightful when you're here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Merritt Store, Managing Partner, Providence Law, and Nadia Wright, Partner. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure, Phil.
All right, great.
Okay.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
This is Eddie, and Eddie's a change counter. This is Sean. Sean doesn't have to count change because when Sean purchases a plan with Alive, it's VAT inclusive. Keep things simple. Just like Alive's all-new VAT-inclusive prepaid plans with more talk, more text, and even more data. So don't be an Eddie. Freedom simplified. Alive. Believe in best.
This summer, take off with Shell. Spend $20 or more in fuel and enter to win. You and a friend can experience Bruno Mars live in concert in Viva Las Vegas. Or relax in picturesque Harbor Island for the regatta. Or plan an exciting vacation for 4 to Orlando. Fuel up at your nearest Shell service station and you can also win thousands of dollars in free gas, Bahamas Air vouchers, Super Value gift certificates, or one of many new iPhones that will be given away this summer. So hurry into your favorite Shell location and enter to win. Like us on Facebook for more chances to take off with Shell and win today.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Currently, the Bahamas relies heavily on consumption and border taxes. Should we move to levy on taxes on income, capital gains, or inheritance as the IMF recommends? Here to discuss this, we're very happy to welcome our resident economist, Mr. Rupert Pinder. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Rupert, always good to have you with us. Always so important to have these conversations. Why has and this is a challenging question, because of course you don't work for the IMF, but why is it that you would think that the IMF made these recommendations?
Well, one of the things here is that and I'm a firm believer to the extent to which I think we really need to look at these consumption-based taxes to the extent to which they may have been a drag, as I would call, in terms of growth within the overall economy. Mm-hmm. And one of the things is that you had the IMF and you also had the rating agencies who continued to make the point that a lot of these small countries within the Caribbean are caught in what they call a growth trap. In other words, are not getting the kind of growth that they would, that is expected. And I think there is a need in terms of overall reform, including that in terms of overall tax reform. And I think, the IMF, I think, is perhaps looking at ways in terms of how you can make these necessary reforms to get the kind of growth that is needed for these economies.
Okay. And certainly these economies, and I'm happy that you say these economies, because it's not just us as a developing nation that are really having serious challenges and pushing beyond what we've seen in the past. And so when we consider our nation in particular, we know that we've seen the increase in VAT going from 7.5% to 12%. Can we really withstand? I mean, can we really do
again, I would sit and I've been saying it for the past year. And that is maybe I was never a proponent of that increase from 7.5% to 12% in terms of the overall 60% increase, particularly given a very soft economy. And, to me, it was not surprising that the revenues, in terms of the revenue outturn, did not meet projection because we increased the value-added tax by 60% from 7.5% to 12%. And from my recollection, we projected an overall increase in revenues by 60%. the revenues had come in, I think the overall outcome was like a 20% or 21% overall increase in revenues as a result of the 60% rate hike.
Why do you see that? Why that differentiation? Because that's 40% is huge.
Yeah, because again, you know, and I continue to make the point. I mean, because of course, coming from academia, I mean, there's no need for me to dress anything up in terms of any sort of politics of it all. But I continue, you know, I continue to make the point. I mean, you continue to go back to the same well, so to speak, to draw water. And eventually one day, you know, you're going to go there and you're going to find that, hey, look, I didn't get as much water as I did yesterday, because you continue to go to the same well. And in my view, I think we really need to look long and hard in terms of these overall consumption-based taxes. There's an article in the business section of today's paper where the governor of the central bank is saying that 57% of businesses for the first half of this year has had an overall profit decline. And from a quick glance, it seems like they're also attributing some of that, obviously, in terms of the overall increase in the value-added tax, because it's affecting the level of consumption. There was a report from the central bank, I think it was early this year sometime, that spoke in terms of the inflationary impact in terms of the increase in the overall value-added tax. And I think that, okay, granted, there is a need in terms of putting in place the stopgap measure in terms of the overall increase in the deficit. But there's a number of ways to skin a cat, other than just continue to look in terms of how we can push consumption-based taxes. Because bearing in mind, and I think it was Laffer, who was an advisor to President Reagan, what they found in some cases is that actually reducing the tax rate in some cases give you the overall revenue buoyancy. And I think one of the targets that we must keep our eyes on in terms of the price, and that the issue is not so much in terms of increased revenues, the issue is growing this economy. And you have to look at anything that impedes that ability to grow the economy.
And so in your mind, the higher tax rate would impede the growth of the economy even
Well, I'm talking more specifically in terms of the value, in terms of these consumption-based taxes. And I think that the time is ripe. I mean, granted, the budget communication is over, and I think that there is a tendency, you know, there's a lot of talk like around, centered around the overall budget communication, but once it's passed and announced, it seems like everything fades away. But there is still a need to have that active debate with respect to the issue of tax reform. And to be honest with you, I think all options should be on the table, including that of income tax.
So let's talk about income tax then. If income tax is implemented, given that we've seen the shrinkage in our economy, and in those that we would have considered our middle class, who would really bear the burden of that tax? Would the rich pay their fair share? Or would we find ourselves like some of the other countries where the middle class takes the brunt of that, and the rich have many tax incentives, and then we don't even have the strong enough middle class to support it? How would that income tax really work for us?
Well, one of the things, I think there are any number of models here that you can look at in terms of income, but you know, generally speaking, an income tax is supposed to be a progressive form of taxation. In other words, those persons at the high end of the spectrum are expected to carry a greater burden, if you wish, in terms of the overall taxes. So generally speaking, a lot of the models that you will see is that persons at the lower end of the spectrum are generally exempted in some cases. So again, you know, it's unnecessary in terms of how to say, well, this is something that perhaps you may want to implement tomorrow or whatever, but nevertheless, I mean, there's a need to have that discussion.
And that discussion should be,
guided by studies and empirical evidence, by the way. Yeah.
But are we saying then that the income tax would stay with the 12% VAT, or your recommendation is that we look at something like an income tax while reducing the VAT?
I mean, again, because I mean, you know, and there are any number of countries, you know, including countries within the region, where, you know, there are a number of taxes on the, so it's not like you move to an income and then you eliminate, let's say, consumption-based taxes, but to the extent to which, let's say, you move towards an income, you would reduce your overall dependence or reliance on these consumption-based taxes.
So this, of course, was suggestions by the IMF. If we assent to the World Trade Organization, as is the plan, would we have to listen to what they say and recommend?
Well, one of the things here is that it's interesting that you made the point, because with the accession to the WTO, you have to look at ways in terms of you can reduce your border taxes, or what we know as terms of customs duty. And again, if you're looking in terms of, say, reducing your reliance or your dependence on customs duty, what it means is that you have to look at alternatives. And one of the alternatives, in my view, that should possibly look at on the table are things such as your income and your corporate gains taxes.
Okay. Rupert, always a pleasure to have you with us. Always feel so enlightened whenever you come. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you too.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right into the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Since 1967, Focal has been a vital part of the Grand Bahama community, providing high-quality products and great customer service. Today, we continue to work hard and remain focused on fueling growth for people throughout the Bahamas.
Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. We trust and pray that you have a wonderful week.
Certainly hope so, and we will be back here with more on Friday. Be safe until then.
All right, bye.
Bye.